Like, man, Diff, you're a bunch of
pretty
pussies.
fucking deep, dude.
What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how I installed differential breathers on my Toyota Land Cruiser. Now you might be asking, what is a differential breather? What it does is it basically lets air in and out of the differential as it heats up or cools down. On most off-road vehicles, the differential breather is actually routed a little bit higher than just off the side of the diff. Now in the case of the Toyota Land Cruiser or the Lexus LX, it's actually raised all the way up to the side of the frame rail. The reason why you want these diff breathers as high as possible is because sometimes when you go over larger puddles or water crossings, the factory location is just a little bit too low where it might suck in some water. Now I've actually already done this modification on my Land Cruiser, so I'm going to show you exactly how I routed the hose for the diff breathers and where the final location of the diff breathers are. I ended up going with the original Toyota diff breathers. Now there's a couple reasons why I did that. Number one, they're relatively inexpensive compared to the aftermarket. And number two, they're very small and they're easy to route, so you can have them route wherever you need them to go. I'll have a link in the description down below, so make sure you go check that out. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button, and for more Land Cruiser content, don't forget to subscribe. Now, let me show you how I routed these guys. So let's start with the rear differential first. The rear diff breather is actually towards the left, the driver's side, and you can see it right here. The factory one only goes from this location all the way up to about where my finger is right here, where the rear frame rail is. So what I did is took that hose off, ran a longer hose all the way up. Make sure you leave enough slack right here, because when you go off-roading, there's some type of flex in the rear suspension and you want a little bit of slack. So I ran it all the way up, all the way along the fuel filler neck and up to where the fuel filler is. In order for you to run it up the fuel filler neck, you'll need to remove this piece of plastic, the inner fender liner for the driver's side rear. Once you remove that, you run the hose right along, and then it ends up coming up to where the fuel filler cap is. Obviously I didn't drill a hole in here, it's not necessary, but it's somewhere around here. I have it zip tied. Next is going to be the transfer case. Now the location of the breather is right up here. I don't know if you can see that where my finger is, right there. And that's the hose you want to take out. I think when you grab it, it's just a little regular pinch clamp. You pinch it with the fingers and it comes right out. So what I did was I routed it right here, as you can see, follow my finger, and to this side of the car, right here, and zip tied it along the frame rail. Now where this hose goes, it goes all the way to the front up to the engine bay, and I'll show you exactly where that ends up. So for the front, it's actually on the passenger side. I don't know if you can see that, but the OEM one, the factory location, is down here again. It connects to a small metal tube. All you need to do is pinch the hose clamp and you'll be able to pull it off. What I did was I extended the hose to go all the way up. It usually ends right about here. So what I did was I extended it all the way up around the little air tank that I have in the back, and it ends up right here. So this is the diff breather that I ended up using, which is the factory Toyota one. It's really nice. It's just a barb fitting and it pushes into the hose, exactly the same size, and it's worked fine so far. So one of them, this one, is for the front differential. This one is for the transfer case. For the transfer case and the rear, I actually just reused the old one. I didn't get a new one. They seem to be in working condition. The spring still works fine. So just check yours before reusing them. If the spring is no longer existent or they're really rusted through or something like that, go ahead and replace them. But I only had to buy one. And that is exactly how I routed my diff breathers. So far it's been working good. I haven't got any water in the differential or the transfer case, so fingers crossed, we'll see. But let me know how you guys did yours or what kit you used. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.